Hello everyone, welcome back to the Popledge channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on Mario Badescu's silver powder product. This is from his anti-acne range. I got mine from Harvey Nichols via the post, and this cost me £13 for 29 millilitres of product. Since I bought it from Harvey Nichols, I noticed that Beauty Bay have also added it to their website now, and you can actually get this size and a smaller size, for a cheaper price, and that includes free postage, whereas mine didn't. So if you're interested in buying it, I suggest either you pop into Harvey Nicks if you live in London and you can get there easily and you don't have to pay the postage charges to get it sent to your house, but if you just want to order it via the internet and you don't live around London, then I would get it from beautybay.com, because there's not many places that actually stock this in England, as in a general shop. You won't find it in Boots or Superdrug or anything like that, because it's more of a higher end product. Okay, so the aims of this product, what it says on their website and their literature, is that the silver powder should unclog any congested pores that you have. So they're mainly focusing this product on clearing out blackheads rather than whiteheads. It also claims that it stops blackheads forming, and generally it improves your complexion, and it makes a remarkable difference in just one application, as it says on their website rather. We'll discuss that later. When you apply it, you have to apply it to clean skin. I tend to do it at the end of the day, and I'm going to do a demonstration after I've sort of spoken about it and reviewed the product, hence why it's the end of the day and I've just taken off all my makeup, etc. So, my review of this product. First of all, I'm not quite sure why they called it silver powder when in actual fact it's white. It's quite a good product. I tapped it then out of habit, but it doesn't tend to, you don't get that poof that you get from other things. So there you go, hopefully you can see that that is in actual fact white. There's no shimmer to it, there's no kind of little bits of silver in it, so I don't know why they didn't just call it white powder. Perhaps silver they just thought sounded a bit more interesting and magical and everything like that, but it's not a silver powder, it's a white powder. The texture of it is kind of like, it's not like talcum powder, it's very sort of a fine sort of powder that would just disappear, you know, if you just blew it away. It's not like talcum powder, which is perhaps a bit thicker. It's very, very fine powder. For me, I didn't feel that it unclogged or prevented blackheads in my case particularly. The major benefit that I found from using this sort of twice a week for 3 months now, I got it at Christmas, was that I found for say 48 hours afterwards my T-zone, just hit my own nose, my T-zone wasn't as, didn't produce as much sebum, not as much oil as it would have if I hadn't used this product. So for me, like, my main complaint about my skin would always be that it's quite oily, so that's, you know, a really good thing about this, that it does kind of, it keeps working after you've used it. It's not like you wash it off and then that's it for, you know, the rest of the week. It definitely kind of keeps working and keeps your skin a bit clearer and a bit drier throughout the week. Excuse me. The ingredients on it all kind of play into that. You've got calcium carbonate, which is you know, an absorbing sort of ingredient, titanium dioxide, and also zinc oxide. If you've been on any kind of topical medicines for spots, like mild acne sort of thing, then you'll know that zinc plays quite a big part in them again because of its drying properties. If you're worried about finding it over drying, I have to say I don't really suffer from dry skin that much, so for me twice a week this was fine. I think if I was applying it every single day it would be too much, but they recommend twice a week, and I would say that that is about effective. And you know, after you use it, you can put on your moisturiser as normal. You don't need to just leave your skin with you know, blank after you've removed this. Going back to their claim about making a remarkable difference. I didn't really find that. It's not like I used it and then I washed it off and I was like, oh wow, my skin looks, you know, brand new or anything like that. I didn't notice an instant improvement in terms of, you know, the blackheads or the pores looking clearer. For me, it was more of an oil reduction product, which, as I said, is great for me, but it might be not what you want if you suffer from really bad blackheads. And again, I have to say I'm lucky in that respect, that I have pores, I have visible pores, but they don't tend to turn into blackheads or whiteheads. They're just there, you know. I just have to live with them. What else did I want to say? One of the hardest things that I found about it was actually just getting the application of the product right, because it's quite fine, and the way you've got to apply it, which I'll show you in a minute again, is kind of getting water on a cotton pad and then blotting it onto there and then onto the face. If you load it up too much, if you load the cotton pad up too much, then it doesn't stick to it and you end up wasting it. Kind of, you'll rub it on and it will just kind of, you know, if there's too much on there, it will just fall off. And the same if you put too much on and then you get it on your skin and you sort of, you've got to leave it on for 10 minutes. Again, I'll show you that in the application. But if you smile or if you laugh or something, then sometimes I would find the excess would just fall off, you know, like onto your top, and you'd be like, oh, you'd see it on there. And it's not staining or anything, but, you know, it's just a bit of a waste, isn't it, when you kind of get half the product down your top, and it's not a great look, is it? So yeah, a bit of practice I think is required to get the right sort of consistency. So my conclusion of this product, the Mario Badescu Silver Powder, is that it's very good as a drying powder, as something that will help you control your oil production. For me, I did not see a massive improvement in terms of my pores, in terms of them looking clearer, in terms of them perhaps reducing in size, or you know, blackheads being removed by it. I don't think it's that sort of product. Yes, it's gentler than Biol strips, which obviously you rip and it sticks actually to the inside of your pores a little bit and rips it out. It's a lot gentler than that, but I think if you really want to go for that deep cleaning, you need something a bit more aggressive like that to deal with your pores. As a side note, I would say if you're interested in this brand, then do check out his website, because there's lots of questionnaires on there, and you can fill it all in and then it will give you suggestions of which products to use or try. It's a pity again that it's not in more shops, because you can always go in and ask for samples and speak to the ladies and then see whether you have, or men, sorry, and see whether you have reactions or anything like that. But this is pretty, I can't see this aggravating too many people's skin as long as you don't overuse it. Also, my last point is, before I show you the application side of it, if you do suffer with bad skin and it's kind of getting you down or anything, don't sit there and suffer in silence. Do go and visit your GP or your doctor, or whichever country you live, whatever health system you have, you know, go and get help, because there is things out there that will help with your skin. And if a problem persists and it's kind of, you're putting on more and more makeup to cover it up and it's just getting worse and worse and you're going around in circles, don't keep going. Try and break the cycle, and to do that you might need some, you know, proper medication, so don't be frightened of going down that route if you have to. Right, so now I will move on to showing you how it applies and what the process is and everything, and what it looks like on the skin and then after as well. Okay? Okay, I'll try and do this as best as I can. Obviously I'm not applying it in the normal way that I would, in that normally I don't talk to a camera and try and look in a mirror behind it to apply it. Okay, so I've got a little bit of water, it's just tap water in a glass, and this is how I tend to do it. So I get a cotton pad and I just kind of dampen it. So you don't want it to be soaking, you want to wring off any, or most of the excess rather, so it's just kind of damp. And then you get the powder and you kind of just dab, let me just unfold it a little bit. And you dab this onto this, and it changes it sort of from a powder to like a kind of, like a paste, I guess. That's probably the, sorry, I was trying to think of a word. That's probably the best word I can think of. So you don't want to overload it, and this is where, like I said, it's a bit of a, I was going to swear, it's a bit tricky to do. So I'll just try and show you how it goes. I'll start from my nose, and I'm just going to hold my hand here. So you just sort of want to pat it on. As you can see, it's all come off in one big chunk. So you can sort of spread that out now. And as you can see, it's quite a thick kind of white paste. And you want to get it all in, like where your pores are bad, around the edge of your nose and things like that. So I'm not going to do too much. You can see how like one little bit, that was just one dab, kind of goes like quite a long way. So you don't want to overlayer it, like I said, but you just want to sort of spread it out quite evenly. And I tend to just keep going till no more comes off of the pad. So you can see now it's getting a little bit less. So that will probably do for me. Attractive. Okay, so I'm just trying to sort of even it out now a little bit. And just get it in all the areas that I want to get it. Okay, so I think that will do. Actually, I managed to spill nothing. Yes, bonus. And then just obviously make sure that you re-screw, it's a little screw top, so re-screw that back on. And then like you should be able to torque and kind of move about without chunks of it falling off if you don't over apply it. So I'll just show you, I'm sure you really want to see this. I'll just show you what it looks like a bit kind of closer up. Hopefully my camera will focus. So that's like what it looks like a bit more close up. Oh, no one wants to see that. My chin's probably the worst area, so I'll try and show you that a little bit. Be good clown makeup as well, this, wouldn't it? Pretty epic clown makeup. So all I've got to do now is sit about, do a little dance, do a bit of knitting, a bit of drinking, whatever you like, for 10 minutes, and then you rinse it off. I should have said you always apply it to clean skin, so I tend to do it in the middle of the cleanser and toner stage. So I cleanse all my skin, make sure I get all the makeup off, because you don't want to be putting it on top of makeup and then, you know, pushing the makeup into your pores. You really do need clean skin for it. So I cleanse, make sure I get off all the makeup and everything, and then I put it on, and then I remove it later with toner. So I shall show you that in 10 minutes, and I'll show you how kind of it dries on the skin and everything. I should have tied my hair back as well, but hey. Right, see you in 10 minutes. Okay, so I've now been sitting here for 10 minutes. I'm trying not to move my mouth too much because basically the product is now fully dry. If I get back close up to you again and talk, you'll probably be able to see little bits of it are kind of coming off now. And that's sort of how you know that it's done. You can see it's dried, and I'll try and get in the light. And it's just kind of, it just sits on top of the skin really, and the point of it is that it kind of pulls everything, because it's drying, that everything kind of gets pulled to the surface of your skin and therefore cleared out. So like I said, I just use my regular toner to wash it off, rinse it off, and at the moment I'm just using a Boots Botanics one if anyone's interested. It's got some nice ingredients in there that kind of brightens your skin and sort of cleanses and tones at the same time. So just put a bit of cleanser on, excuse me, on the cotton wool pad, and then basically you just kind of, you might need a couple, but you just kind of gently kind of wipe it off. You can see it comes off pretty easily. And then when one bit gets loaded up, flip it round so you can use the other side. You can see it just sort of sticks to it like that. I'd say don't be alarmed if your skin's a bit red afterwards. Mine kind of goes red after anything, like just even water. So, you know, if it does look a bit aggravated or whatever, it does calm down pretty quickly. So I'm just using my second one now, and I'll just go kind of back over what I've done. You don't need to worry too much about getting every single spot off. I mean, I do it before I go to bed, because as you can see, it does leave in places like a little white kind of hue to the skin, and I wouldn't want to put makeup over it, so this is why I do it before I go to bed. So we're getting there a bit more. You can see the redness coming through. Make sure you go around all the areas that you went into with the product. And again, I can't see that well because I would normally not be doing it while talking to a camera. Let's just concentrate on the chin a little bit. Okay, so that'll probably do for me. But like I said, if you wanted to put makeup over it, I would, you know, give it another go over, but I will only be going to sleep, so that's fine. The shower in the morning and washing my face in the morning will take off the rest of it that doesn't kind of just come off naturally overnight. So it'll still be a bit aggravated at the moment. Obviously there's still a bit of toner and everything on it. I'll just fan it down to cool it down a bit. But hopefully you can see a little bit. I'll try and get in the light a little bit more. Yeah, you can see it sort of aggravated it a bit around there. But I mean, that was my point about noticing an instant difference. I don't think you can notice an instant difference particularly. But that's really more to show you kind of the process of how to apply it and what the paste looks like. And so yeah, there is a bit over my jumper as well. It is a bit messy, let's face it, girls. But yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully that kind of told you a little bit about the product, what it's supposed to do, what I felt it did for me, and then a kind of an example of how it applies, and kind of how to cleanse skin, apply it, and then remove it, etc. So hope you found this useful. If you have any questions about the silver powder from Mario Badescu, then please leave a comment. And if you have any questions about that range in general or any of the other products in his range, then give me a shout about that as well, because I've used quite a few from his skincare range already. Okay, have a good day, have a good night, have a good weekend, have a good year, have a good life, and I will see you all later. Goodbye. Bye.